I need your opinion on something. I need you to tell me if this is just a survey or if it's actually surveillance. The other day, I got a survey from the state of Florida. I get these every quarter or so. The first question was about Medicaid, but by question 3, it got really peculiar. So much so that I think I have someone's attention. I'll go over the survey questions and answer options with you so you can let me know if anything seems off or if I should just forget about it. There are so many people out there with so much more influence than I do, and I have no delusions about who I am. But I reached out to some of my friends to see if they got the survey too. They didn't. It was just me. I want to believe that it's a simple survey, but it was too strange. If you've watched my channel before, you may wonder why Florida would survey me. I live abroad. It's because I'm a registered voter in Florida. When you live abroad, your last address determines your voting district. So unless I renounce my citizenship, Florida is my state, and as long as I have to file taxes, I will vote. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Kina. I talk about technology, power, and accountability. I believe that if you're worth more than 999,999,999 dollars, you should pay taxes more than the rest of us. If you agree with that, this is the space for you. If you enjoy the work that I'm doing, give this video a like and hype this video in the YouTube app. Doing this helps me to reach more people. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to select receive notifications so you don't miss a video. I'm working on being more active on Instagram, so bear with me if you follow me there already. I want to make sure that I curate these spaces so they don't become overwhelming to you. It's easy to believe that the US only surveils foreigners, but you'd be wrong. They use the same tools to track foreign threats that they use to watch all of us. Hell, I'm surveilled in Spain. During our house renovation, we got an unexpected phone call from the government. Turns out they wanted us not to pay the people who put up our sheetrock. They wanted us to pay that money directly to the government. I, the American, was like, how the hell do they know we have drywall going in? I was aware that Spain tracks money going in and out of your bank account, but I didn't expect this. If you're thinking, I wouldn't want my government monitoring my money, I want you to think about this. If JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank, and Bank of America had flagged the over $1 billion flowing through Epstein's account within their required 60 days, where would the Epstein case be right now? Our renovation required an architect and a contractor. The contractor must report all trades working under their license. Thus, the government knew we were having drywall installed. It turns out the drywallers weren't paying their business taxes, hence the phone call. Spain will get their money. Not from us, though. We'd already paid for the work that was done. If you're in the US, you should have no illusions about living in a surveillance state, especially with all that has happened this year alone. This year, the US government has implemented major executive policy changes. Remember the executive order called Stopping Waste, Fraud, and Abuse by Eliminating Information Silos? Remember when Doge eliminated waste everywhere except for military spending? It's not just that. Palantir is hoarding our data like a billionaire hoards money. It gathers our information from various sources, some commercially, some from the government. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed that it's using a tool called BabelX to collect social media information about travelers. Hell, we were facing concerns of surveillance long before this administration. Remember the story from a couple years ago when a lawyer tried to take her daughter to Radio City Music Hall in New York to see the Rockettes' famous Christmas show? She couldn't get in after her face was scanned, and she appeared on a barred lawyers list. So yeah, I think our government has the means to scrape social media. They can identify who I am and question me to determine where I fall on specific issues, especially the one in this survey that made the hair on my neck stand. The survey arrived via email, and the first question is included in the email. This is how it started. You're being invited to participate in a survey of Florida voters on big issues facing our state and beyond. This is a longer survey than usual, estimated 5 minutes. In appreciation for your time, those who complete the survey will be able to enter their email address in a drawing for 3 chances to win a $100 Visa gift card. The drawing will take place within 10 days. Your participation is appreciated. To begin, simply answer the first question below. The first question said, in your view, how much should Medicaid reimburse providers that offer services covered under their plans? The options were more than the amount needed to cover actual costs of care, providers earn some amount of profit, at least the amount needed to cover actual cost of care, providers at least break even, less than the amount needed to cover actual cost of care, providers serve at a loss. Don't know. At this point, my thought is that the big dirty bill is doing some damage in Florida. So yeah, I'll do the survey. Making a selection brings you to the main survey through your default browser. The next question asks me if I support the installation of automated speed cameras in my school zones to help enforce speed limits. The next question is the one that made me start to screen record. It's also the question that made me answer in different ways to make sure that I didn't get kicked out of the survey. The third question asked, Israel's platform includes an official stated goal to wipe Palestine from the map. True, false? I don't know about you, but I don't think the state of Florida needs to know this. This survey's questions had, I think, 3 themes: Medicare, traffic surveillance, and Israel. Not to make this video way too long, I'll only go over the questions about Israel. Some of them are wild. Arabs originally came to the region, now known as Israel/Palestine, as colonizers. True, false? Israel blocks the flow of food into Gaza, resulting in harm to Palestinians. True, false? Jerusalem has historically served as the capital of multiple Arab or Islamic nations. True, false? Hamas blocks or steals the flow of food into Gaza, resulting in harm to its own people. True, false? Are you starting to understand why I feel uneasy about this survey? I don't know if you're ready for the next question. I swear, whoever decided the order of this survey did it for maximum impact. It's like whiplash. Okay, here we go. How concerned are you that diseases like measles, polio, or whooping cough could return due to lower vaccination rates? Very concerned, somewhat concerned, not very concerned, not at all concerned. Look, Florida is red hat ground zero. Science is effectively an alternative lifestyle there. The next question reads, an independent sovereign Palestine Arab state existed in the land before the establishment of Israel in 1948. True, false? Palestinian leaders have accepted every peace proposal that would establish a 2-state solution, but Israel will not. True, false? How justified do you believe Hamas was in their October 7th, 2023 attack on Israel and its citizens? Not justified at all? Not too justified? Somewhat justified? Fully justified? Arabs came to the Israel/Palestine as colonizers, non-native inhabitants. True, false? The name Palestine was given by the Arabs as the ancient name for their native homeland. True, false? A Jewish student at the University of Virginia forcibly blocked a Palestinian student from entering a classroom building and yelled, "Go back to where you came from." Do you believe this student should face disciplinary consequences? Yes, students should be expelled. Yes, serious consequences such as temporary suspension. Yes, mild consequences such as community service. No consequences. This is free speech. Arab countries bordering Israel have blocked their borders to Palestinians who wish to evacuate. True? False? Jews came to Israel-Palestine as colonizers, not native inhabitants. True? False? After Israel's formal creation in 1948, the Arab population in the land of Israel/Palestine increased significantly exponentially due in part to economic opportunities created by Jews, decreased significantly due to Jewish settlers expelling Arabs and restricting their opportunities. Since October 2023, the Palestinian population of Gaza has declined dramatically, constituting genocide, stayed about the same, continued to grow despite the ongoing war. The Jews are Aboriginal, indigenous people of the land historically known as Judea or Israel. True? False? Hamas's platform includes an official stated goal to wipe Israel from the map. True? False? Decolonization is when a native or indigenous people are able to return to their homeland and restore political sovereignty. How strongly do you agree or disagree with the following statement? The creation of Israel as a Jewish state is a justified example of decolonization. Strongly agree, somewhat disagree, strongly disagree. Even during times of war, Israel provides fuel and medical access to Gaza. True? False? Then it asks for my party affiliation. Only a moment of reprieve before we get back into it. Israel completely withdrew from Gaza in 2005, removing all military forces and civilians. True? False? Arabs and Muslims living in Israel aren't permitted the right to vote, constituting apartheid, have full rights including voting and serving in government. Jews have had a continual presence in the land of Israel, including during the times of exile and foreign occupation. True? False? Let me make it clear that these surveys usually ask about potential policies in Florida, not who controls the flow of aid, food, and medicine into Gaza. Israel, Egypt, both don't know. Arabs living in the land today called Palestine are descendants of the ancient Philistines. True? False? Israel has attempted to alert Gazans to leave war zones, but Hamas has blocked its own residents in. True? False? Arabs and Muslims represent 1 in 5 Israeli citizens. True? False? This next one I had to pause after because, wow. How strongly do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Sometimes violence against an American supporter of Palestine is warranted because their political views can erase their inherent worth and justify a strong response. Strongly agree, somewhat agree, lean toward agreement, lean toward disagreement, somewhat disagree, strongly disagree. None of this was okay, but this question was wicked, and not in the New England wicked way either. Hamas has used humanitarian and civilian infrastructure such as schools and hospitals to hide weapons and launch attacks. True? False? People shouldn't care as much anymore about what happened in the Holocaust because Jews are now the aggressors against Palestinians. Strongly agree, somewhat disagree, strongly disagree. It is fair for Israel to retaliate against Hamas for attacks that killed 1,200 people, including 350 attendees at a music festival, and took many more hostage, even if Hamas is shielding its military assets and combatants in civilian areas. Strongly agree, somewhat disagree, strongly disagree. The Quran mentions the city of Jerusalem in nearly every surah chapter, multiple times, not at all. By the time I got here, I wasn't sure if I was done. What I knew is the survey had 69 questions. Counting now, there were about 30 questions that I don't think have anything to do with Florida policy, or maybe it does. It wouldn't let me go to the next page because it turns out I had to answer all the questions to move on. So I went back and randomly answered everything to get to this. If you took the survey in Florida and would like to be entered in the drawing for the $100 Visa gift cards, please click yes below. I don't remember surveys having drawings, but I selected no for this one. So what could all of this mean? This could be a simple survey that's collecting information to check the temperature in a quote red state. It's also possible that my channel, as small as it may be, has drawn the attention of someone and they are seeking to know more. You tell me in the comments, but enough about this. Monday, let's dig into Epstein a little bit more. Lots of things have happened, and this case needs more of our attention. On a lighter note, last week I drove 20 hours to see a concert. If you'd like to know which concert it was, watch this. Otherwise, watch this. I'm not sure what it is, but YouTube thinks you'll like it. I'll see you very soon. Okay, bye.